Hello! It's been snowing a ton outside, which is why I'm stuck inside with all of these plants. Every week I keep telling myself, okay, next week I can move them all to the hoop house, they can grow on there, I can get more space, I can reclaim my space inside my house. And then it never ends up happening. This week, I am pretty hopeful that this next coming week that I can go ahead and move these out. Today, I'm gonna be sowing some more seeds. I'm gonna be sowing a bunch of cut flower fillers. Oh, wait, before I get into the seed sowing for these cut flower fillers, I also wanna show you I did some, I took my tubers out of storage, and actually my neighbor, who has given me dahlia tubers before, gave me some more, which I'm excited about. He says he's pretty sure these are yellow ones, which I'm happy with. Any dahlias in general are just like really beautiful and great to grow. They take up a lot of space and they need a lot of heat, so I've just got to make sure that I find the space for them, but I would love to grow more dahlias. Anyways, I took those out of storage, I put them in some big like salad containers, and I'm pre-sprouting them now, and some of them are coming up. Okay, I just thought it was hilarious how different these dahlia tubers look. On the left are the tubers that my neighbor gifted me. They look smooth and plump and healthy. And on the right are my nasty, wrinkly, haggard looking tubers that look like they're about to perish, like into dust. It's pretty bad. I even have some tubers that I stored that I just didn't think worthwhile to try and grow again this year. It's a shame because I had a bunch of different varieties last year and I didn't label them as I took them out, so I have no idea which ones I saved that I actually got potted up. I also didn't end up splitting my dahlia tubers, even though I definitely could have. There were so many eyes and healthy tubers on each clump, but I just don't know how much space I'm gonna have to be able to plant them out into this year. Maybe I'll split them and label them when I pull them out again to save this fall, and I'll be more organized. So this is me trying to give my future self a reminder to do just that. Here's where I cupped them. I probably need to water them, but you can see a bunch of the roots growing, and I should pot these up really soon. So what I have today on hand is Buplurum, green gold Buplurum. Actually did sow them and they just didn't germinate at all. I have two of these, nothing. I don't know why. I might have just like let it dry out too long. I'm gonna be using a different like seed starting mix that's hopefully retains water a little bit better. That might have been the issue. Also, these seeds are pretty old. I've had them for a few years now. They can take up to 14 to 21 days at 55 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So maybe I'll actually have them growing on in or germinating in the garage, which stays at about 50. So a little bit colder, but maybe it'll be okay. It's recommended to direct seed, where plants are to bloom in early spring, so as soon as soil can be worked. I can't do that. If I do that, I mean, it'll be like fall by the time I get any of these fillers. I'm still gonna try again to germinate them in these cell packs. I'll put it in the garage and hopefully that works. I also have Ami. This is Dara Ami from Johnny Seeds. So it kind of grows like a carrot, like a big long root. If you've ever had carrots that bloom, that go to flower, it kind of looks like that. And I've never really gotten these to grow. I've had these seeds for forever, but then just never, ended up putting them in the right spot, just always getting overwhelmed with how much else I have to do in the garden. So I'm gonna try and, actually use this as fillers. Germinate at 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Chill seeds for 40 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 to 2 weeks prior to sowing in the greenhouse. That I didn't end up doing. Hopefully it's okay. Maybe I'll put these down in the garage for a couple of weeks before I take them up and see how well that does. Also, I have some new seeds that I just bought this year, are both from Johnny Seeds. Gypsophilia, so this is baby's breath, Covent Garden Market. Gypsophilia elegans. Sprays of delicate white single-petaled flowers on multi-branching slender stems. Okay, so 6 to 8 weeks before last frost date. Germination 7 to 14 days at 70 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, so definitely be keeping these up here. And then I have Whitefinch Orlea. These I did read the packet in advance, and I put them in the fridge because it says to chill them at 40 to 45 degrees for about 1 to 2 weeks prior to sowing. And so 4 to 6 weeks before planting out. Germination in the greenhouse 7 to 14 days at 68 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. That's really big difference, temperature difference, alternating day/night temperatures. So yeah, it wants to be like 86, really hot during the day, and it wants to be cold at night. I don't know how to do that for this. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and germinate the Orlea up here, and when it gets its first true leaves, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the garage because it does say it likes to grow on at 58 to 62 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a little bit colder than I keep in the house. I'm just gonna sow all of what I have left. These are quite old seed, and the germination rate of old seed tends to be a lot lower every year that you have a seed just in storage. It's less and less likely to germinate, so I'll sow all of these and just hope that something will come up. And then it says cover with about 1/4 inch of soil. Ooh, these seeds are really pretty. Honestly, they kind of look like little pieces of jewelry almost. Like they're a little bit intricate. They look a little bit like lace or something like that, something delicate like that. So I'm just gonna put a few in each cell. This is the baby's breath, a more typical looking flower seed, I'd say. And here's the Ami. Sorry, my hand is so dirty. I hope you can see the seeds. They definitely look like carrot seeds. It says to cover these lightly, and I never know how much lightly means. I'm also sowing like a bunch per cell, partly because I ran out of the smaller cell ones, and also because these are also old seed, so I don't know how well the germination rate is gonna be. Is this lightly? Is this lightly? Okay, some other things to know about like when and what fillers, cut flower fillers you're gonna grow. Just depend on how long they take to grow, because you always want some kind of filler throughout the season to put in your bouquets. I have a lot of yarrow growing outside, so that I'm hoping to be a lot of the filler. I have also basil that I've already started. I'm trying to get these to grow big kind of quickly. And these make a great filler as well. I have a few different kinds. I have lemon basil, I have Thai basil, and I have opal. And I also have the classic, the bigger leaf Genovese basil. So those are probably the things that I'm gonna have first, the yarrow and the basil for fillers. And then let me just look at how many days to harvest these different fillers that I just sowed are. So I think the soonest one would be the baby's breath, and that's 45 to 50 days to harvest from when you typically put it in the ground, transplant it outside. The baby's breath I might do in successions. The others, because they are so long, I might not. I might just leave those and those will be the late season fillers. Orlea is not so bad, 65 to 70 days. It's still like 2 months after I'm planting out. And take into account, like, our growing season here in Alaska is only like at the shortest, it's like 3 months. Because I can extend my season with the hoop house, it's oftentimes more than that, like 4.5 months, but it's really still not that long. So these things that take a while, I'm just gonna get less use out of it, and I have to allocate that space to it. So it's just like kind of unproductive space until, you know, you are able to harvest from it. So this is 65 to 70 days, already like 2/3 of the way into the growing season almost. Dara is 75 to 85 days, that's even longer, and the longest is Buplorum, which is why I can't direct seed it. It takes 80 to 90 days to harvest. So it's just a bit easier for me to get it to start indoors, give it a little bit of a head start. So I'm gonna take the Ami and the Buplorum down into the garage to germinate. Hopefully they do well germinating there. I'll take the Ami upstairs. I'll bring it up into the office in a couple of weeks, even if it doesn't germinate, just so that could be its like chill period that I forgot to chill the seeds like beforehand. I'll also show you my larkspur down there because those are germinating pretty well. I'm really excited. Larkspur is a gorgeous flower and I want to have like a ton of it dried this season. I also have some stock there downstairs. I transplanted a bunch of delphinium and I'm keeping them to grow in the garage closet there under the lights. I have a lot more. I have a bunch more in my office. I'm really excited about how much delphinium I've been able to grow. Thankfully, I did purchase more seed this year because that old packet of seeds just wasn't germinating well for me anymore. And I have a bit of Lisianthus, and you know what? Let's not talk about Lisianthus this year. I kind of want to scrap it, but then a part of me thinks, oh, but what if? I don't think so. It's not going to do well this year. I don't really want to pay attention to it. I don't know what is stopping me from just throwing it out. I just feel like I'm so used to babying like Lisianthus plants, but I really don't want to deal with it this year. So no Lisianthus talk from me this year. My larkspur seedlings doing super well. Bunch of delphinium. The flowers that shall not be named. Some stock, and here is at least one of my perennials that I kept in the garage that's coming back. This one I think I let rot. It was another delphinium, but this delphinium's looking okay. It's growing. Okay, I'm just gonna set these right here. This is the Ami, and that's the Buplorum. So I'll check back on those in a couple of weeks. Here is an example of larkspur. This is larkspur that I took and dried last summer, and it's still looking really intact, really beautiful, still full of color. This one's a light pink anyways, so that's why it's light. But yeah, just super well dried. So that's gonna be it for me today. I've got a lot of chores to get done, some cleaning I have to get done downstairs before our next guest. And up here, I've got a lot of cleaning. Please don't look at the background. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Bye.